Hi friends, this is Stephen Piscura with the Garden Christian Academy. I'm one of the co-founders. The Bible makes clear that human governments are instituted by God and that people are required to submit to them. And that includes institutions like the Garden Christian Academy. Therefore, in compliance with Governor DeWine's executive order as of last week, the Garden Christian Academy is now closed for a minimum of 3 weeks, perhaps longer. Everyone is hearing different reports about how we should respond to the threat of illness, and many of these reports are frustratingly conflicting. So we're not recording this video in order to make specific recommendations about how you should safeguard yourself or your household from illness. In this regard, we only ask that rather than paying attention to rumors and internet rumors, please heed the best resources we have, the most reputable and authoritative resources that we have. Places like the Governor's Office and the Ohio Department of Health. Don't necessarily do everything that your second cousin on Facebook says that you should do. The reason we are recording this video is to emphasize that the mission of the Garden Christian Academy has not changed. We're still committed to partnering with families to provide the youth of our city with a distinguished and a Christ-centered education. Parents, that means we're still committed to you. We're still with you and we're still on your side. And that's not going to change. We've always deliberately emphasized that parents are truly the primary educators of their children. You'll remember that before you ever enrolled your child in the Garden Christian Academy, you added your signature to our school's parent covenant, a document which outlines the way that your work as a parent reinforces the learning that's happening in the classroom. Or you could reverse that. The work that we're doing in the classroom is reinforcing the work that you're doing as a parent. We've been clear from the start that without your partnership, we won't succeed. Without your partnership, we can't succeed. The enormous changes currently happening at the state and national levels are a trial for everyone, especially parents. So parents, we need you to know that this is the time that we need your partnership most. This is the time when your role as your child's primary educator will be put to the greatest test. Most of all, parents, this is not the time for throwing in the towel on your child's learning. We've already sent home a collection of schoolwork for your child to do while he or she is away from the school building. And in the next few days, our team will be planning and praying about several other means to support your child's learning from afar. Some of what we propose will be unconventional, but this is an unconventional time, so we ask that you please bear with us. In conclusion, please allow me to make 3 practical requests. Please know that as a parent, I'm making these requests equally to myself as I have 3 young learners at home. The first thing I want to say is that remind your children, please remind your children that this time away from school is not the same thing as a long Christmas break. This is not a time to turn off our minds, and it's not a time for us to turn off our curiosity. Remind your child that as a child, his or her #1 job in life is to be a student. The second thing that we want to ask is that you please limit your child's screen time and media consumption. If school were in session, students would not have access to iPads, unrestricted YouTube, or excessive media of any kind during the day. We're not making this request because we want to take away all their entertainment and because we hate fun. We're making this request because studies repeatedly show that students with prolonged access to screen time are less competent readers. Lastly, we want to say that in addition to the remote work that we've already sent home, there are special and valuable and unique ways that you can teach your child in your home. You can facilitate learning and lessons that students simply wouldn't gain in the classroom setting. For example, help your child to prepare one of your family's favorite meals from start to finish. And then when you do that, send us a picture of the finished result. Take your child on a hike in a beautiful setting. Enjoy God's beautiful world. Reflect on all that you find and see, and your imagination will just run wild in a wonderful way. carefully listen to an extended piece of beautiful music with your child, and then discuss the different ways that the music stirs the imagination. We'll have more to say very shortly, as we all prepare for a lot more time at home and a lot of time away from our routine. Please allow me to conclude with the comforting and encouraging words of Psalm 27. I'll just read a portion. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the defense of my life. Whom shall I dread? When evildoers come upon me to devour my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies, they stumbled and fell. Though a host encamp against me, my heart will not fear. Though war arise against me, in spite of all this, I shall be confident. One thing I have asked from the Lord, that shall I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to meditate in his temple. For in the day of trouble he will conceal me in his tabernacle. In the secret place of his tent he will hide me. He will lift me up on a rock. And now my head will be lifted up above my enemies around me. And I will offer in his tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to the Lord.